I got 2 Hershey's instead. So.
My wife tried to claim she says it every year. Oh, yeah, it's the most I've ever seen.
Oh boy, sorry.
But I just feel like it was busy, but just consistently busy.
That's
it.
so 2 things. That was the busiest I've ever been on my street.
Yeah.
Because it's I'm
Yeah.
the only house that gives out candy. So if you're coming on my street, you're coming to my house. So, yeah. That and then the guy on the end guy too, where he was chained to the
Yeah.
yard. And the other thing was the last hour, yeah,
Really?
dead.
Now,
3:30 to 6:30 next year. Because of what he said, the last hour,
yeah.
no, ghost.
Now I will say, like driving around.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The word, we have approval of tonight's agenda. Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Approval of the minutes from the September 15th, 2025 regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, moving on to business here. This is the town park improvement project, phase 2, project plans, DNR trail.
I spoke with Mike Reese from Troyer. The ITP grant won't be awarded till early 2026. So we're gonna have a few months to wait. I guess they've got some folks on medical leave. And yeah, they finally got the update to Mike that they're not gonna do it till early 2026.
This is the
DNR. So for the Indiana Trails Program grant that we put in for, so that's just, we're in limbo, just wait mode.
hurry up and wait. All right, moving on. 2025-26 projects and spending plan.
So in your packets, I've included the model for the 2026 annual spending plan. I have included as well. There's 2 pages with that. And I also included the capital expenditures that we've got laid out in our most recent comprehensive financial plan, economic analysis. And for 2026, we don't have a lot. We've got RDC, I think. The only thing is.
Yeah, I know some things that I thought of, and I know one obviously is the park board was interested in getting electric to Shelter 3.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then I know we've talked about potentially replacing those light poles around in Norway to update those. Some other stuff I thought about is some maintenance stuff around Norway, some tuck pointing on some of the brickwork and steps and things like that. It's probably overdue. And then I know Andrew and I spoke about potentially like a small playground implement on that south side that, you know, kind of works into our plans for the future potential if we're going to do a pickleball and some other things over there. You know,
I can say that I think that third shelter could be, I probably brought this up before, but I think that could be a big asset for us.
oh yeah,
People could bring their own chairs. Obviously, it's not huge, but I think as far as renting that out and making it actually usable,
yeah,
because those are every weekend somebody's out there, you know, at
Yeah.
those renting those to make that actually another spot they can rent. I think is a big deal. And I would say number 2, this year, I don't know why, but I had a lot of people tell me how the restrooms are closed. Restrooms are locked. Restrooms are out of use. We had a lot of that. So whatever our system is for the restrooms for next year, whatever the case is, we need to figure out a new one.
well, what happened was that if you recall, we had the sewer issue.
I do remember that.
That line
It
was,
wasn't just that though.
yeah. That was
That was a-
yeah, that was the majority of it because it was out of commission because they had to dig all that up there.
I'm saying I heard about it all year from people. So again, I don't know what I don't think any of us can privy to what our plan is with that. As far as hours it's open, who closes it, who locked it, who cleans it. I can't, I don't, can I speak to that? I don't know that, but I know that we do, I have heard complaints.
Yeah, I know the way they do it is the utility staff opens it every morning. And then the police department shuts it down between 9 and 10 o'clock at night when they do their walkthrough. And then the utility staff.
Weekends, it's open all weekend.
Yep.
Okay.
During the summer months, what the utility staff will do, the on-call person is going there, unlocking it in the morning after they do wastewater treatment plant checks and water department sampling. And then they go over there, unlock it, and then the police department, they're locking up the splash pad
I
bathrooms,
knew that.
and then they're locking that up because that actually gets them out of the vehicles, walking through the park, kind of giving a look around.
Sure.
As they lock up.
Has anybody else heard the complaints about that, or am I the only one?
About the bathrooms, yes.
But you have heard the same thing.
I hadn't heard it this year on last year, my
Yeah.
phone.
Well, yeah, mine did too, because we had,
Yeah.
in fact, I got a key. I don't know if it's still the same one. I think I got the splash pad key maybe. Because there was times where, no, it's the other ones, because they rented it and they weren't open.
Yeah.
So
And
that was
I,
on the weekends. So
I know we did get some complaints, when it was out of commission for that time with them having to dig up, replace the whole sewer line out all the way out to the main. So, but we shouldn't have any problems going forward. I mean,
Okay.
they replaced that whole line out to the main. That was
and
a big
so
project.
I really, this is off base on what we're doing
Yeah,
here,
no.
but thinking about things we need to work on for the RDC, I don't know if that's funds in which we're gonna tap to fix that, whatever problem is. But I think we just need to monitor that a little closer and make sure that we are making those available. I mean, the porta potties help, and
Yeah.
people would much rather, for whatever reason, they'd much rather walk over there
Oh,
and
yeah.
use those.
Water.
Especially like another thing is if we do open shelter 3, we're gonna have to have the baseball restrooms open for them to be used, and then we have to monitor those, or
Mhm.
we're gonna have to figure out something because obviously there needs to be a restroom out there
Yeah,
too.
and
So,
maybe it's as simple as just adding to the utility staff. That morning, they unlock the park bathroom, unlock the baseball.
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that kind of plays into that. We just want to make sure we have restrooms available.
Yeah.
That's like one of the number one complaints I've always got about the park was
Yeah.
So kids need to go back there,
And then I know the last time we spoke, we talked about lighting in the park, how it's so dark.
Yeah.
So I met with Jason Hiddle already, because they're gonna be running a couple new lines that were broke underground. Already got a quote from them, and they're gonna start doing that in the next few weeks. But so me and him walked through and we were like, how can we brighten this up without obviously trenching, putting new light poles in, doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be putting new lights on the front and back of each shelter, security lights that are nice and bright LEDs. So shelter 1, shelter 2, we're gonna do the same for the garage and bathroom. So a new security light front, new security light the back. Over by the horseshoe pits, there was a post and used to have a light.
Yeah.
They're gonna fix that, put another LED light, and then we're gonna go over to the baseball concession, put one on the front, one on the new addition portion, and one on the back, and then a new light underneath by the bathroom. So that should really help brighten up those areas. All of a sudden now,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why I told him, I said, he said his initial quote for just to do the repairs that we had quoted were about $1,100. He thought adding all this in, buying the lights, having them installed, doing all that, he goes, we still should be around $4,000-$4,500 total.
Yeah,
And-
for everything.
And so this should give us a really good idea of like, get this done this year, see how much it brightens it up through the winter months. And then next year we can always potentially attack and go, hey, this really helped, but hey, we need something here, something there.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think it's a great start.
yeah, it's a good starting point.
It's
It is. And then you
Yeah.
go by the pickleball and the pickleball
Split up.
volleyball
I
and
think,
those.
I think that's what makes it seem so they're good.
Yes,
You see that pickleball out, it's like field of dreams,
Yeah.
And then when it's not on, it's like, whoa.
oh yeah,
It is like it's like a back road,
Yeah.
it's like a country road.
Yeah.
There.
so.
Yeah, it's almost like they've missed some 2 streetlights in there or something. You know what I mean? Like they should have been.
And a lot of the stuff, there was old style security lights on, dusk of dawn timers and things like that, that just old technology that
Sure.
some of them aren't working anymore, some of them are, but it's, look how dim that thing is. And he was like, we can put a new one up and this thing's gonna brighten, make it look like daytime. So I'm like, let's give that a try. So yeah,
It'd be nice to get the park boards input on some of this stuff too, where they, they're in charge of it, I mean, we'll help fund it, but it'd be nice for them to spot this stuff too, if there's stuff they've realized and see,
Yeah, well, I know talking with Nick last time, about trying to get some ideas from those
Yeah.
park board, and we haven't heard anything. So
I'm not sure, that's kind of like their lane,
Right.
so. I think we just need to keep applying pressure to say, hey, what do you guys want to do? Hey, what's your ideas? Hey,
Right.
We'll push stuff out there, but again, that's what they're there for. That's
Yeah.
their,
and like we've all talked about, and I know we talked about it to Nick a few times, that ideally I think that what everybody likes to see out of the park board is, hey, you guys are coming up with an idea of maybe some improvements you'd like that we can help with, and then potentially some things that they can do and fund on their own by, hey, we did one small fundraiser a year and we put this $2,500 implement here, and then we're going to do a cleanup either spring or fall to kind of coordinate with you guys doing whichever spring or fall. So, like kind of all working together where there's a little bit of buy-in,
A little more overlap.
yeah. I mean, because right now I feel like a lot of times we're doing a lot of it now since we've taken it kind of under our umbrella. Obviously we're asking them and they're like, yeah, it sounds great. Giving us the thumbs up, the thumbs down, but like to see them not take it over, but just a little extra. Cause I mean, if we're doing stuff and they're on board with it, and then they're doing some things that they're thinking of and kind of fundraising it.
Yeah, just
it's
help
just-
make more of an impact.
Yeah, it's a bigger
There's
impact.
9 of us or 12 of us that are all pushing something instead of
Yep.
7 of us.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be helpful to have their ideas and what they're thinking for the vision of the park is. We're talking about the vision of the park when really they should be giving us their input of what they think.
Right.
Maybe they know things we don't know.
Yeah.
That's potential,
Yeah.
especially if it's something that's been on there for a long time. And Nick's been on the longest, so he has more of the vision than any of us, but and he's been pretty much okay with everything we said.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I think at some point, the new blood on there needs to give their, their decisions and their, what they be thinking.
Yeah. See what they,
Different
You
angles.
said it right there. What's their vision? I think
Yeah.
that's the most important factor because
Different angles are always good too. We see our side and we all talk about our side, but somebody else may have a complete different angle that we haven't seen, and I think that's beneficial to all of us. So, okay, anything else with that?
yes, so there is, 1 second, I gotta write this down. Going to be numbers. So in last year's, it's much like this. It looks exactly like this. But if you look at C, capital expenditures contemplated by the economic development plan or redevelopment plan as amended. That's where all of the stuff was listed last year. Town Park Hill Garage Building Rehabilitation, Town Park Amenities Update, and we've got that with about a dollar value. So we have the whole lot of it, 71,500, and then we have each of those broken out, like cemetery signage replacement, downtown amenities enhancement project, 24,000. So with that being said, we need to get to that. So in looking at last year's, it was passed on November 18th, 2024. Looking at ours, we've got, and we can repeat this meeting next time to finalize this. We've got November 17th, 2025, the projected date to get this approved. So in that capital expenditures, we'll need to know what projects can be the dollar amount to fill in, just like this version, in order to have the whole total at the end. And if you look through this, you've got educational training programs, capital expenditures, you've got grants and contributions. Last year we had the sidewalk grant, and we pulled that back because of the grant opportunities for the town on the other end of things. Professional expenses, capital and operating for police and fire. And then we go all the way down to, other anticipated expenditures where maybe a sidewalk grant didn't fit or capital expenses didn't fit. And we could list those purposes there. If it's not a capital expense, say it's something like banners or something like that's a smaller item that's not a capital expenditure, that would go under O. And then you can see below that total of A through O is a dollar figure. So we've got to get that updated and then approved the 17th of November. So in Joe's list there, he had electric shelter 3, light poles at Norway, tuck pointing, play equipment by the shelter, and then we got into shelter 3. So I guess it's one of those things where we need to go back and get the dollar values in order to approve a spending plan. That's
Just for A.
that's for C and for all of them, but we're looking at C, capital expenses.
So A is everything. What you're saying?
No,
We don't
A,
have anything for A.
exactly.
Right.
So that's why I pointed
I
C.
see now, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
C,
Nothing for B.
no,
Okay.
C is mainly where everything was for last year. That's all the equipment we put in on here on Lane Street, all the benches and tables we put out in the park, the rehab of Hill Garage, bunch of stuff.
How about Mikey, Mikey? You giving it to?
Elgin?
Nope.
I'm on that. I'm on D.
Yeah,
Anything for D?
you're
or
still on
sort of
B? No.
I'm on D.
D,
D is-
no.
Contributions to local economic development organizations or similar organizations.
No, nothing there.
How about-
Neither in E.
How about no nonprofits? No.
No, we got grants. We did the opposite. We got grants.
Okay. So we can mark all these out for D.
Well, they'll still be in there, but they won't be anything we fill in.
I'm just
Basically, yep, I got you. No,
Make
that's
sure I
why.
understand all this. I'm gonna be signing this.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So no grants or loans.
Not anticipated.
Thank you. Professional expenses,
Done.
B, none. F, expenditures related to capital or operating expenses for police or fire services. Okay, so, this would be if we think that potentially we would have to put money toward the fire truck. That's something that we would consider for 26, or we're not.
And so,
What about fire, or what about police? You got that, I see we got that in the budget, which I think that's pretty under budget.
Yeah.
But talk about that. Yeah, next year's capital. 42.5, I don't know what maybe I just. We can be 42.5, but I'm worried.
Right.
Maybe it should be 62.5.
And that's still pushing it.
Yeah.
You can see that that's split across two.
Okay, so 85 then?
Yeah.
That's what it anticipated.
It's another fund?
Yeah, because it's every 2 years, yeah.
And it's seated and general fund,
Got
so
it.
it's not.
Got it.
So that's two vehicles on there, though, it's just,
No, it's one vehicle.
yeah, I'm saying 2 years, 2 different years, 27 and 29.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so it is 85,
Yeah.
then we're good.
Yeah.
Then we're good.
Yeah.
I was thinking 42. We're in trouble there, guys.
Well, unless they planned, they got, I mean, we got 62,000, 31 apiece.
For used, for the used, yeah, well, I think we're gonna
Decided to
get
go-
back.
But the case of having these southern vehicles be acquired is not a bad.
Yeah, well,
thing.
that's okay if we do that.
It's a few years older,
And we
but
may
this
have
was
85
anticipated
budget,
one,
but-
this was
Right,
anticipated
Josh?
to be one
We
brand
have
new vehicle.
85 budget, we may only spend 60 of it, that's okay.
and I know Frank is looking into a program that Report, police department uses. They're actually leasing their vehicles now. And they have literally where they go to the lease company, they pick out the vehicles, they outfit them, and they deliver them to LaPorte Police Department. There's a 3-year lease, and then after that, they turn them back in and get something else.
We're trying to stay with GM or Ford. Probably aren't.
Yes. So that's something Frank was gonna look into and see if that's something that we might wanna pursue at some point, but,
If you're losing.
but we didn't,
Sorry.
Well, you still have to fix them.
You always got that one.
Frank, they fix them?
Frank thought that they were, the lease company was taking care of them, so. But he's getting more information.
Mileage,
We don't put a lot of miles on our cop cars.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
We had previously before your time here.
Oh my gosh, well, now recently since I've been here.
Yeah, no, we're doing a lot better, for sure.
Up on 49.
There you go.
There's
Another
right
one
there.
that's on my. No, everybody came up there and I get
We
questions.
got
all the time.
an attestation just walked in, yeah, somebody can attest to seeing it,
I've
for
seen them
sure.
up there too.
Yeah.
We sure went to the uniform shop quite often. Anyway, so, yeah, right. So, yeah,
So on the RDC side though, I think next year we've got the trail grant that we're hopeful of.
okay,
Which is gonna be one that it's gonna be what, 30? What was it, Joe? Trail grant, federal trail grant, or the DNR trail grant is our anticipated cost for 35, and is that with? We've already paid.
Yeah, we've already paid
So we
both
could
sides.
just say 35,000.
Yeah, so we can,
That's definitely one to enter.
and then if I meet with Jason Hiddle potentially and try to get an idea about electric filter 3, get a loose number.
Yeah.
And then potentially the same thing with new light posts around Norway. So that way we just have a number if we decide that we want to do that to try to.
Letter parts,
Yeah, yeah, so try to attach that. Now, the tuck pointing will probably be a little harder because we could probably spend as much as we wanted to tuck point that area. But I mean, even if we just figure potentially, like, hey, we're gonna spend 15 or 20 or whatever we,
Is this in Norway?
yeah.
You got two buildings there, the
Well, I
roundhouse
mean,
and the,
the bleachers, I mean, there's some areas in the bleachers where the concrete's
Okay.
cracked.
I know we did it probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
we did some work. So every 5 years, 5-10,000 to keep that
Yeah, to try to,
the way it is, the wall, the bleachers, the house up top, which we discussed that already and having our crew do some work on that.
Yeah.
To revamp it, we've got some donation dollars for assistance with the park stuff. And tree planting is the main thing, so okay, so tuck point end is, I just want to ensure these are things we want Joe to run down the cost of to include in here. And if we have one or two things we want to, let's put that off now that we're looking at the whole total. between the trail grant and other things, and hoping that the year following may be a year for Hidden Diamond.
Yeah.
Then maybe we want to shift some things around, but
Okay.
we can, it's tentative, as it says in there, there's, rights to any other anticipated expenditure under O, but going through these, John, back to police and fire, not anticipated for 26. Payment of operating expenses, including employee expenses, not anticipated. Military bases, not anticipated. Efficiency programs, not anticipated. Reimbursements from training of industrial facilities, not anticipated. Permissible reimbursements of applicable city or town, not anticipated. Proceeds from bonds or tax anticipation warrants, not anticipated. Expenditure from property tax levies, not where it says not taxable fund. And expenditures from their local grants foundation, that's another one I put a bullet in because that would be trail grant stuff. So that is where the trail grant one would go in the amount of 35,000. So I know I can make a marker there. And then other is, your banners, if we had to refit every bulb in Norway or what, it'd be one of those that's not the actual expenditure of the capital assets, so to go over 5,000. But it is an expense that the RDC would be taking on, something that we do every year, that kind of thing. Do we want to run with that so far? We've got the trail grant, electric upgrades, Norway posts, and tuck pointing at Norway, and there's something else.
Implement.
Yeah, implement by shelter 3. Now, here's my question is, do we want to see about beautification, at least on the light posts at Norway, a portion of those? Maybe they're able to write a grant to the community foundation and use beautification funds with a grant in order to get those new posts put in. It's a shame we can't rehab those posts, and use them at the town park or something where the new walkways
They're
are.
so expensive.
I know, and that's the thing about it. If we were able to rehab them and, re-outfit them with mechanics in it, but who knows?
Yeah.
But new would just be nice, new, of course, is the ideal. But we can run with that list now. And I tell you, this is something we can always, not necessarily living, breathing, but once it's passed. But if there are other ideas between now and 2 weeks from now that Joe could get a number on it, then we can at least, and put it handwritten in there, sign it, approve it. We should be good to go from there.
Okay.
My only concern, I guess, is the fire truck, the fire department that we've talked about, and we've spoke about it umpteen times. I
Right.
just want to make sure
Which we're
that's
paying
run-
back. We're
I
paying
just-
back.
Yeah, we're still working on that one.
Right,
I just don't want that to run up on us to where, even if that redevelopment commission is funding half of it or something, till it gets paid back, or however we get to do that.
Right.
I know that you guys will plan for that in the future, but I don't want to get to the point where we're going to plenty of time,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
where it's budget, or it's budget for the town, or
It's gonna be a huge purchase.
it is, exactly. So there may be some of this money that's gonna have to go, if we could slow down a little bit and just do what we need for this fund, and then maybe half of it can actually come from this, where it won't have to be paid back.
Right.
This year, we haven't had a lot. We haven't had, if you look at our downtown
Yeah, so
stuff,
if you run 3 years of this, we can take
40,000.
an extra 200,000, and just think you guys had 200,000 just to go throw on, and then you had to finance another 3 or 4 or whatever. Like that would be ideally better. Yeah, we can do half of it.
And I do know Nate, and I talked, and before Nate, Todd talked about, potentially fire territory, starting to get some more information about that. Because we know, Hamlet, that's how they're funding some of their new equipment. They created fire territory just for their town. Really nothing changed as far as coverage areas or anything that, but there was a small tax percentage that's put on those folks in Hamlet, but it raises about $90,000 a year. And that's something, if we do that, all of a sudden you start talking $100,000 a year. Now there's your payment for a
5
truck.
years, you're gonna
so
buy
it
a
was
truck.
5
Yeah.
years you got.
Yeah, there's your payment
Or
right
you can
there.
even finance it and go like, hey, we
Exactly.
know we don't have
This is
to
gonna buy
allocate
our new
different
truck,
funds.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's something I know Nate was gonna start looking into.
Is that Hamlet getting 90,000?
That would alleviate,
More than
Yeah.
the way you could look at it, too, was to be able to supplement our general fund fire expenses with that as well.
That's what I was thinking, where, this is a supplemental thing, maybe. And even if the interest rates we can borrow.
Right.
So it's some better than borrow somebody else out there, you know. But we get a municipal rate for that.
Yeah.
So you get, yeah.
All right, I'll get this to, Joe and I'll work on this. I'll enter in all of the, aside from the sidewalk grant, into our capital expenditures for the year. And then if we, Joe and I think of ones that, we've been discussing for 2 or 3 years and it's like, oh, that flipped our minds, will come with the value and the project itself for your consideration. Same if you guys come up with one to, want to implement between now and 17th, just get a hold of Joe. We'll get it
Anything else?
put in there and, approved.
Anything else, Andrew? Additional business taking us through by the council.
Oh, yeah, well, we do have, grant funding opportunities, $0 for the town, planning grants for community bicycle and pedestrian improvements. I know there are areas where we've got the trail going in that, maybe there's some opportunities for a bike accessibility to the trail into town. But this would be applications due by Friday, November 14th. And plan would be done by a year from now, September 2026. We could utilize Troyer. The funding is there and it is, communities under 5,000 are eligible to receive $20,000 in funding with no matching fund. So this would be to yet another planning for the future or, ideal for planning, community bicycle and pedestrian improvements. So they would take what we're doing now and it would help inform us going forward. We could meet Mitch and the sidewalk stuff with our parks and our planning, trail stuff, put them together. If you guys are supportive of it, we could get a motion to proceed with that and would be a good venture for the town.
Yeah, it's not gonna cost us anything.
No.
Okay, have a motion? Make a motion to proceed with the grant. All in favor?
Very
At
good.
all? Good enough?
Yep.
Anything for you, Eric? Nope. Alex?
Nope.
Linda?
No.
Josh?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
You sign that out?
Yeah.
Thank you. It was either one of us forgot last week.
I know to forget it. All right.
And this was RDC. Redevelopment. Look, we got Mitch on big screen now, guys.
Sure, that's scary.
Oh,
Look at that.
made that move.
He's like Darth Vader, like over John's shoulder, the little guys behind him.
The sun's rising.
Well, is this a discounted rate to have you on the screen, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I was making sure we're not getting the same rate for you sitting in front of me.
No.
You're not feeling any pressure right there. See, I know how you are.
I was.
Can't get to you through the screen.
He sent Leanne to do his heavy lifting.
You sat in the back row too. See, what? And see, get out the door real fast. So Leanne, I should put on here, not Mitch, unless Mitch is gonna be doing the talking, maybe.
I can do a lot of talking.
Here for moral support.
Okay.
We just go on call and came back and about 20 pounds low, so back over there. I can. Yeah. So you ready? See if it on. Yeah.
Rise of the allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll need order of approval of tonight's agenda.
Make motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Approval of the minutes from the October 2025 regular meeting.
I make motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Moving on to old business tonight. 2025 comprehensive plan update, steering committee update.
Yes, so we'll be looking to the end of this week, the 7th, I think it is, to get that distributed to everybody. The plan updates, and then we'll look at our meeting on the 17th to adopt that. I'll work on the adoption ordinance for that. In order to get those updates implemented. They will go as like a supplemental section noting all of the completed and upcoming agenda items for the comprehensive plan that we'd like to see over the next 5 years plus. So yeah, they're Emily and Edwin have worked hard on that, and we got good feedback from the community. So we'll just look to our next meeting to adopt the ordinance that will have those comprehensive plan updates.
Okay, all right, we're moving on. Town resolution 2025-05.
No word yet on that, so we're still somewhat in a holding pattern. So no update as of yet.
Yeah, I plan to actually get that approved at the December 1st meeting. And so I'll be at the meeting on the 17th, Andrew.
Gotcha.
And
So
we can
that
advertise
is
the public hearing and do a public hearing and get that approved. Yep.
So that'll be 2507, not 202505.
I'm sorry.
Plan. No worries.
So he does.
No worries, which there's nothing more to add, so we can move forward to it. And the
Okay,
Title
we
VI
can just,
plan adoption.
yeah, Title VI, we're done with that one too. ADA plan adoption. Thanks, Mitch. Being
Well,
able
he
to knock
did.
it out. That quick. Knock it out. Guess what? He's on the pedestal now, though. The FHA NDOT sidewalk, this is a big one. Matching grant program. Leanne's here with us tonight as well. I hope.
Yes. So can you see my screen with the map?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I have to start with an apology. Last year they had 90-10 funds that were paid for sidewalks. Town of, or City of Bluffton got them, Town of Sweetser got them, and they changed what was eligible for safety funds, or what they considered safety projects. And so ADA upgrades are no longer considered a safety project, unfortunately. So if we want to do the sidewalks, we have to go back to the 80-20 that we've been historically doing, the transportation alternative projects. And so Joe was talking about trying to still stay with the $150,000 match. So the area that I've got highlighted in blue, and I think you've got maps with you, gets new sidewalks along Sycamore Street, Lucan, Main, and Franklin. We've got a couple areas on Franklin Street that have gaps in them. So the Franklin isn't a continuous sidewalk, and you have a gap along Main Street that connects up to Franklin. That is approximately about $820,000 to do that. And the town's match would be about 165, somewhere in that range.
Main Street, is Main Street, sorry to cut you off, but is Main Street, isn't there a sidewalk on the other side? So we're adding a sidewalk to a sidewalk.
Redoing.
Yeah, they're actually on both sides, but some of them
So
are,
I just didn't remember there being one
Yeah.
on the side.
yeah, they're in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, there's definitely some bad gaps, and it's going to be from Park to Franklin. From Lucan to Park could get done with the CCMG project. to do the southern neighborhood was about 1.75 million, and your match would be about 350,000.
I think that's unrealistic. I don't know, that's just my opinion. It's a lot.
What was that again? 1.4? Yeah,
How long is this? I know you probably can't answer this, but how long do you think this is gonna last? How long has this been going on? 80/20
The-
match for these sidewalks.
The transportation alternatives have been going on for quite a while. This is what we got the downtown paid for,
Right.
George Street, etc. Yeah, so
Yeah. Same with Hubney Sub, it's fallen under,
Yep.
yeah, that our federal sidewalk.
Same thing.
Yeah. And then with our Hubney Sub sidewalk project, and then our Park and, Garfield, George Street sidewalk project, those being constructed and falling off in 2027. This wouldn't be if we decide to go with it, this wouldn't be going into construction till 2031. So
I knew there was gonna be.
yeah, that big wall.
Yeah.
So
so
Who
Mitch,
else?
does that
Who did-
include the engineering and all that?
Yes, correct. Yes, it'll be 80/20 for design, for survey, for environmental documents, for land acquisition, for inspection, all paid for 80/20, and that's included in that 165,000.
and the reason we kind of initially we were thinking of this southeast section of town and Lucan Street and Sycamore Street in one project. The reason we kind of, I don't want to say shied away from the southeast section of town right now, and kind of we're gravitating towards that Lucan Street and repairing some sidewalks around there, is with this federal sidewalk project. We have to, the only way we can replace is or excuse me, with CCMG, the only way we can replace sidewalks if there's existing. So with Lucan not having any sidewalks, that's why we thought it would be better served to do it under the federal sidewalk project, because we can actually pay 80/20, and then potentially in some later years here, we can work some of the paving and a replacement of sidewalk on that southeast section town in small bites, because then we can do that with CCMG funds.
So you're saying right now, if we did Lucan, we would have to pay 100%. Okay.
Yeah, and it's not eligible for CCMG.
Got
So
Yep.
that's why we kind of started gravitating and thinking more of like, maybe that would be a better option for the federal sidewalk.
We don't know how much this is really gonna cost us though, it's in 2031. That's,
We still have to put it
No,
out for-
these are inflation adjusted costs. So I added 25% for inflation. Yes.
we still have to put it out for bid, of course, when that time came, and fingers crossed.
2031.
Yeah.
Which the run up to that will be important as we have 27, 28, some good sized expenditures coming out of there, which looking at that 3-year period, it would be, maybe a couple of years of that maintenance where we can save the dollars to get up to that 164.
the reason I was asking the question or thinking about this is, the bottom half is. The southeast quadrant here is still, it's gotta be on the plans, it's still gotta.
Yes.
It's, we can't just.
Yeah, we can't
Forever,
yeah,
let this go,
no,
so,
yeah.
if this is 31 now, like maybe in 2 years, we're planning for something that's 33. And then we're planning for something that's in 35, we can't do it every year, there's no way,
No,
because we have roads to fix.
right.
So
Well,
we
and
can't afford to do both.
And then that's what our thought was, kind of potentially where we've done some of our CCMG projects, paving, or been 6, 7, 8 roads at a time. Maybe our CCMG projects, we're not so much going with a smaller dollar amount, but maybe it'll be like, hey, we're only paving 2 roads, but we're also replacing the sidewalk when we replace those 2 roads. So it'll kind of, and then we kind of do that, and then, that could be potentially like a 28 project or 29 or 30, because we can do those yearly.
I like to do that, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Laurel Street.
So I mean, that's, we'll continue to keep knocking them out, keep replacing, keep fixing, but we might have to do it in a little smaller chunks than what we're a little used to, just because now we're adding in paving and sidewalk at one time. Sort of like what we did with Main Street right here. We paved it and we did the sidewalk and curb.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
So
Which the chip we're doing next year on Keller, is it still a go? So that's a different route too. Some roads that may not need a
Yeah.
repavement, that's an alternative to full milling down, repaving with,
Yep.
you know, 2 or 3 inches, whatever it is, 2 inches of hot mix asphalt. Or maybe a better route to go that saves us dollars. All I know is, yeah, I'm grateful it's not the 354 because that's the RDC when you need them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just have to work our funds and we hope that future tax revenue changes at the state level don't impact us longer term, like some of our general fund upheaval we've seen over the last 6-8 months, where we don't know. Ultimately, we can't project the correct true number. We hope that MVH dollars stay steady.
Mitch, this turned into a $100,000 project to a $500,000 project.
No, and I feel so horrible. I mean,
That's why you're not here right now. I'm not stupid.
exactly. I was scared.
I can't reach that far.
Well, it's just the back row over here is where you need to read.
I can't reach the girl.
She was smart, very smart.
Yeah, I think this is way more than we thought we were gonna bite off here. It was like to be honest, I think it's more of a wish. This would be like something we really could, and what if we've hung our hats on,
Yeah.
improving all these sidewalks and implementing a whole neighborhood that's never had sidewalks. So this would just go in line with what we've really done. Man, this was
I'm grateful it's 3 years after that.
Right,
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, I
3
think we
years
should
to
do the
work
blue stuff.
funds. And I
Are they
think
the
we,
most important, is that the most important route? So the reason I really brought up Main Street too is because, and it may be something that needs to be done, but if there's a sidewalk on each side, if they're both bad, we're gonna have one brand new one and one not brand new. Or is
The
Go ahead.
issue with Main Street is you don't have right of way on the south side. So you would have to buy right of way along that whole south corridor there. According to the Stark County GIS, the
Okay.
right of way ends at the edge of pavement.
what I'm saying is that the most important route though versus the other? You know, we decided to stay north of Palmer just because we thought that was the most important versus
I would say,
saying
yeah,
is there anything
so
south there
I would,
that's more important than
Priority.
because you have two sidewalks already there. I'm saying, does it make sense to? I don't know. I don't
Well,
know the
this
answer to
being
that.
the-
I'm just wondering.
it's Joe's methodology and this being the federal side where we can put new sidewalk in. Whereas the CC&G is replacing, you can't put new in, you can only
Right.
replace old. And I think taking a bigger bite of the apple and sort of finishing up some of these areas where we have tourism, where we have a new trail going in and all that. Felt a priority versus, you know, which roads do you tackle? Do you just do these two right here and this one, or do you do this whole one year and then this whole one 2 year, 3 years later?
I understand.
So
I get it.
that's just
I
their
I didn't go ride these streets. I don't know if there's any that are so much worse than the others.
Joe did, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, what's the worst, what's not the worst. I'm just curious as to how we got to.
Yeah, and then doing some on that north side of Main Street, like Andrew was saying, there's areas that don't have any sidewalk at all right now. Not existing, not broken up. It's just a grass that, you know, we know we're gonna have to purchase potentially if we do it on that south side, a small section of right of way. But trying to kind of finish out that corridor and then tie back in.
Back into the corner there.
Yeah,
And then if you were gonna finish out to like the trail there, there's no sidewalk in there.
mm-mm,
So we'd have to purchase that.
Yeah.
to Do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause that's gonna meet the trail and it's down, we're saying that's to meet the trail, which is what he was just saying.
right.
Because there is actually a sidewalk.
Tying into the Sycamore side trail where they're coming through right there at HVR.
Yeah,
Right.
and on the south side of the road there is a sidewalk that gets you to the railroad track.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
And I
We don't
think
have to
the-
worry about that.
So the dollars there, like what is the planning around, you know, Heartland's a big open parking lot. You wouldn't necessarily, would you be giving them entrances there and putting in sidewalk or what would the dynamics be there, man?
I already
ye-
talked with Joe. Yeah, I already talked with James about that, kind of went over like potential if we were to do this, what his thoughts were. And originally we were thinking flush with his parking lot, so he could still park. But what James actually wanted, he was wanting a raised sidewalk with a curb. He's aware that, that would take away some parking lots, spots in his parking lot, but he's thinking of future expansion and growth. So he was actually ecstatic that we were thinking about putting a sidewalk through there and he'd like it curved. And with giving two pedestrian, or not pedestrian, but vehicle entrances into his gravel lot right now, because they're planning for an expansion and pavement in the near future.
That
Of course he wants all that concrete.
that area,
Main Street then?
That would be on Lucan. Yeah,
that area is kind of, the parking lot's kind of, kind of
Yeah.
janky a little bit anyway with the
yeah,
way people park sometimes. They park at the back row, then they double row it, and then it's kind of hard to get out if you're in the middle.
right.
So it's kind of difficult anyway. So
Yeah.
really you're just pushing people to park down further. I mean, at
Right.
the end of the day, that's what you're doing.
And then another plus, if we did do this on Lucan, there's no sidewalk, period. But two, one thing is the fire department's approach is not ADA compliant. So if we put sidewalk through there, that gives us an opportunity to remove the non-compliant approach and make it ADA compliant.
Yeah, that estimate actually includes reconstructing that approach to make it ADA compliant so that wheelchairs can get into the fish fry or whatever fundraiser you have at the fire station. Yep.
The only thing that I haven't, property owner I haven't spoke with yet is, Corey Stacy. I know he has some plans for development in the future. And I know me and Mitch already discussed it, just getting with him and kind of figuring out his loose plans where, if we did do a sidewalk through there, does he just needs driveway approaches in certain areas or what?
Yeah, that's pretty important for him.
Yeah.
And I don't know how soon as, but again, this is 2031.
2031.
So he's got 6 years to figure it out.
Yeah, and with that is if we know we're putting sidewalk through there, we can be pretty flexible on that to go, okay, we're gonna actually do a driveway approach here, here and here and, and make that connectivity.
We looked out to that 2027 project like it was gonna be forever, but
Here we are.
here it is.
Here we are. Yeah.
A year away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need a motion to move forward with this. Blue?
If you want the blue, let me know, and then I will get a financial commitment letter to the meeting in 2 weeks, and we will get this application submitted.
What do you guys think? Alex, what do you think?
Good idea.
Eric, you guys got any through?
I mean, they need it up there. I mean, I understand that the south side needs sidewalks pretty bad, but man, that's a large number right now. So
That's a big number.
I think, if we can maybe plan for that south side and as we go here in the next few years after 31, I think it makes sense. Figure it out as we go.
I do like the idea. I know it's gonna cost more, but I do like the idea when we do a road, we can do a road over there.
I love that
Do the
too.
sidewalks.
I love that too.
It's just silly that we don't do that if we can fit it in there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, pay for it, 'cause
Yeah.
they have to be done.
And maybe-
Or
Yeah, and maybe it's one of those things, from 39 to Lucan, like State Street, obviously that needs repaved. Maybe that's,
Yeah.
we just do that, in a couple of years, we just do that street, pave it and do the sidewalks on both sides.
Because Cherry Street, when you guys did that, was awesome.
Very
It looks great.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they just totally
Changed that whole neighborhood,
Yeah.
really.
did.
And I will say trick or treating, driving through Cherry Street,
Better.
and the cars could pull off to the side.
The road is so
Like,
wide.
we still had 2 lanes. It was just like,
I think the same thing on Laurel.
Yeah, it
Even
was
down
like-
the pull on the right side.
Yeah, it was like-
It
Wow.
was, it was a madhouse to get in and out of there.
George Street is still rough.
Yeah.
But, you do there. Okay, anything else with that? Okay, so
Firehouse, if you're gonna add on the north side of the sidewalk, are we gonna fill into the road? Or are we gonna end up having to put gravel
well, I'm not following you. What do you mean?
on the north, right where our
Uh,
pad ends?
Yeah.
Where the gravel starts,
But no,
and
they-
not, it sinks down or whatever. so
Yeah, no, they would go across with concrete the whole way.
All the way to the
Yeah,
road.
they would make a driveway for the fire department, that paved section and then into the grass, it'd be sidewalks.
What about behind it where it goes into the,
Water ball.
yeah, where we,
That's gonna be sidewalk all the way down.
all
All the way down to Sycamore.
No, but I mean, going towards, the apartments.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could
Like how
fill
far?
in, we could fill in something if we wanted it to be smooth, or we could just actually plan for a driveway approach in there where we could drive trucks back into there, or not have like a large dip. it kind of be up to what the fire department wanted.
So I was just worried because if we were gonna put a sidewalk there, I know that the water runs off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we just need to give Mitch a go ahead to move forward to that budget. Does anybody have any issues with that? It just sounds like you can move forward with that.
All right, really appreciate it.
You
We
do.
do the formal approval before we do the finance commitment letter,
Yeah.
a motion and all
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I just give it a little.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on then unless
Thanks, Mitch.
Leanne has anything she'd like to tell us or discount
I'm gonna sign
coupons
off.
or any promo code or anything, promo code? All right. Moving on.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Yep.
No drive tonight, you can walk. 2026 town employee insurance coverage renewal.
So I just included this in your package. John Howard will be here at the next meeting when he'll have some more information for us. So just informative for you guys to look at for now. No real discussion items.
I don't have any issues. I've used the insurance this year quite a bit.
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. I
But
know.
if we have any qualms, I don't know who has it here, who doesn't have it. But if we have any
No, I know
qualms-
Kim's used it. I've used it.
Okay, so you just need to make sure if there's an issue, we're aware of it. Why, when I know the dental program, I'm not so happy about the dental program.
So I think we could bring
I
those
gotta go there
to
tomorrow.
John.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
But,
I think the dental program and the vision, I mean, it's great for, if you're just doing yearly checkups, cleanings, things like
Yeah.
that. Same with the vision, but after that,
the network to me was the thing, like my
Yeah.
network that I went to for the last 10 years since Wonder was gone. It's out of network and then Andrew Fraser's office, out of network.
Yeah.
So it's just the network thing I was kind of upset about, but we'll see. I go there tomorrow and maybe it's gonna be great. I don't know. And now it's still, so
Yeah.
I thought was a little bit off kilter, but I don't do that. You use it. You got it.
I've got it. I haven't used it.
You haven't used it a lot. Yeah, good for you. I have used it a lot.
Yeah.
And I can say that I had a big bill, at least in the hospital stay, but other than that, it's been pretty solid. So there we go. Anybody has anything between now and then, no, we should bring it up the next meeting because
Yeah, we're looking to consolidate life because now we've split off from Anthem. So we're paying like 3 different bills for small, short-term, long-term life and our regular policy. And it's cumbersome. I have to go through 2 systems, 1 to get the invoice, 2 to pay the bill, and neither of them are Anthem. So
maybe John can help with that.
that's why he wasn't here today. He's working on that for the next meeting.
Good, maybe he could get you the invoice. Maybe that's something he can work on. We can work that into the deal. Okay, moving on. Guest recognition tonight. Well, we have a couple here with us, I see. Good, thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Instead of me stumbling around here. No, you did not write your name on here. Wasn't up there. Okay, well, I'm gonna write you on here. You're not first, so don't try it.
That's fine.
I'm gonna put mid festival for you too. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna let Mr. Prisonowski go first tonight. Is there anything you'd like to talk about tonight with you, Scott? All right. Nothing. Okay, thank you very much. Sir. And Donna, you're up, mid festival.
Okay, well, our next Mid Festival meeting is November 20th. But yesterday at Liberty Elementary, we held our first fall fair. And it was very successful. We had 39 booths. And we had people coming in, all of us from noon to 4. We had customers coming in all day, all afternoon.
The parking lot was
Yeah,
full.
it
when we
was.
went by.
Yeah.
And
Good
our soup off was very successful, was popular. And so it was, we felt, I think, as a whole, it was a very good event for us.
Monetarily, was it a,
Well, we don't have that result yet, but I'm pretty sure we charged a booth fee for
Yeah,
each
yeah.
booth, and then whatever we made on the soup, and so.
in previous years, you guys had something similar, but it
We
wasn't very,
used to have, it was a holiday thing, more like in December, but we kind of got away from that because there were so many others
yeah.
that were being held.
Money's so thin too at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time too.
Yeah,
What did you guys used to make off your holiday kind of shop bazaar?
I'm sorry.
What did you guys make off of that? Do you, I mean, just rough numbers? I mean, you know, I know you got away from it.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe a couple $100. I don't even, it
That's
was
it.
more of a community service type thing, to provide the booths and that for the residents to be able to shop locally.
Right. So if you had 30 plus vendors at $30 a piece, so I mean, you guys.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the rough numbers I got was 1400 somewhere. there.
Yeah.
Between 13 and 1400.
That's
That's
pretty-
what I was told as
that's
well.
pretty
I
good.
didn't get a final number. but-
That's pretty
So,
good just
Wow,
for.
that's 10 times what we were getting
Yeah.
before. So man, that is wonderful.
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah.
And
Concern with money.
Christina and Chrissy and Chad were pretty much the drivers on that. I mean, we all helped, but they were pretty much the
I've
drivers.
seen a
We
lot of
appreciate
photos,
that.
nice photos and everything. So that's
Right,
wonderful.
yeah.
Very good. Donna, anything else for us tonight?
No, thank you.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Donna? on that puzzle? Thank you very much. We're moving on. We're gonna start with Leanne. You don't have to stay here for all this if you don't want to stay here.
Yeah.
We'll see you now.
Up to you.
You're good.
Don't feel bad
Yeah,
about
don't feel bad for a second. We don't expect you guys to stay when you're done.
You don't want me out.
No, I mean, there's not, I don't think there's any more questions. Like if it's somebody that's got, we can question later over something different.
in the departmental report.
Yeah,
or something.
department report, but I don't think.
I just wanted to see you guys. That's all.
Well,
We're
it's
happy
cool if you
to
want to
see
stay, but I'm-
Yeah.
we don't want to keep you if you don't have to stay.
It's like midnight outside.
It feels,
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
Uh-huh. See you later.
See ya.
Clerk Treasurer Andrew.
I've got first customer adjustment request for council consideration for 11-3, count 3460004. Showing a zero consumption, negative, was never over 1,200 gallons a month. So requesting that down to his minimum of 105.25. Account 4070003. Another number issue. No one's living there for several months, so we're requesting it down to the amount, the average amount, 105.25. And then a leak at 590-0001 was called, that was taken care of, asked for a credit on the wastewater side of the bill, of course, making the amount due 164.41. Also, one last one, sorry, account 6370001, new lawn water, watering into the ground, and the requesting a credit of 80.28 with the amount 181.03. Those four requests for your consideration.
Make a motion, we allow the customer to go with the
All in favor?
Aye.
I just got one PO 2891 to our friends at Baker Tilly. That's our monthly in the amount of $3,750. PO 2891.
Make a motion.
I'm just gonna ask how that's working out. And it's already a program. You're on a different program this year, so I'm just curious.
We're at 150, so we got 30 hours left for, what do we have left? We've got year-end stuff. We've got, additional positions. We may have additional appropriations like we normally do. Year-end work that we'll work on this year to get ahead of for next year. We've got 30 hours. We'd also have the excess levy appeal, if there's more potential work on that, ending the 1782 notice, which is our notice that our budget's approved and funded. We'll have some work on that yet this year. So we're good. We're right in the wheelhouse.
Awesome, man. I'm just curious.
Yep,
I see you have it on here now. I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
I
no,
wanted
if
to
you
hear
look
what-
deeper at them, yeah, for sure, you'll see.
because
it's
I
not
knew
too
that
bad.
new thing. I don't know. I was one that was kind of.
Sure, and I understand it completely. Yeah, it's different than we normally do.
But it works out. It's worked out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
good for both of us, actually.
I think so.
Okay, go ahead, Josh.
I make a motion, pay PO 2891.
All in favor?
And then I got this, and I made the mistake of not including it in with the bills, but it's under 500, so it won't need approval in a public meeting in purchase order form. But the Chamber of Commerce, I spoke with Joe, and we're gonna get a table again this year. So if anybody's interested, we got 8 seats there, 7 seats, 5 seats there.
What's the date on that?
11/13.
We'll have to get that back. Yeah, I'm not
Yep, we
How
can
many seats are
discuss.
taken? How many seats are left?
There's 5 left. If Joe and Laura and myself, and there's 8 seats. So I know in the past, Kara and Aaron have gone.
Aaron? Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron.
Karen in the office
Aaron
here.
last year, I believe.
Eric right here. Yeah.
2 years ago, I was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So everybody check your dates and let me know. I'll send a message tomorrow and then I'll have people get back to me personally. It's a dinner. They do the awards
They'll
for
set
the
another
Stricker
table up for us
Award.
if we need it.
And that's true too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I guarantee you,
Yeah.
if everybody wanted to go with their wives or husbands or whatever,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
they would definitely set another table up.
Yep. For sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay for that. And then I've just got a couple things. I think we covered most of them. Let me see.
Yeah, so definitely if all council members and significant others or dates would like to go, I mean, we can make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. So the public art, we did not get any submissions on the request for sculptures. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach out to an artist we've had some discussions with in the past to try to find an artist with the $5,000 funding to just do the sculpture in Norway and consider work with working with the artist to obtain a final design. People from tourism, community foundation, myself, Nick, all the above for that spot there in Norway. And that's a great spot for a sculpture. So we'll continue that. Trigger dinner I discussed. Audit exit conference tomorrow morning, 8:30. I think Linda was able to move some things around to be there. If you're not able to be here, I can always send you the Zoom too, if that works for you as well. But otherwise, we'll probably be in the back or we'll be right here, one or the other, depending on the number of meetings. So 8:30 a.m.
I'll be
And
here.
I know Eric's tied up that day, but Eric, I may try to record it just for the sake of if you want to listen through it.
Hey, if you can do that, it'd be great.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
the Zoom link, I won't even be able to attend. I'll be in meetings.
Yeah, I figured, I know, and that's the tough part. Believe me, I tried to present after 5 p.m., after 5:30 p.m. And I got back the 13th or the 3rd today of all days, and the 4th, before 3 or after 8.
I'm gonna ask them. That door.
Yeah, it's worth it because how can they, it's tough to accommodate 5, 6, 7 people potentially versus 2 or 3 on their end.
Yeah.
It's tough. So tomorrow morning, I know we were had a initially.
The reason that he's bringing that up is they pretty much can make their own hours. So they can do whatever they, if they want to work later, they can work later.
No.
So if they want to work earlier, they can work earlier. So that's my point of why can they not accommodate us and just work later here one night on tonight's night? We're all here. We could all been here at 5 o'clock. I'm sure at 5:30 on the late.
Absolutely.
We had to be just to get it all over with.
Yep.
And drag all this out. And
Yep.
you could have just cleared it all up. But no, now tomorrow
Into
there's
a
only
second
3 of us
meeting.
can visibly be here.
Right.
Because Eric can't be here, and I'm not sure if Alex can be here or not. He may not.
Yeah, I think he was able to move.
Well, that's great. but-
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So it would have just made sense if they could have accommodated us one time for one thing.
And sometimes, and most of the time, we have a mix of council members who have, daytime jobs versus are retired, but you don't always have that. There's no way to know. And it's just so tough daytime on a Tuesday, midweek on a Tuesday. Who's going to want somebody to take PTO time in order to come sit through an audit?
Well, It's,
exit,
it's just unaccommodating for them
Yeah,
to do that
very-
when they work like that, because
Yeah.
when they want to have it off, they take it off. Because they didn't work Fridays the last time. Remember, they only
Yeah.
worked Monday through Thursday.
Thursday.
They work 10-hour days.
Yep.
So they can do that.
Yep.
Where it's not so much as easy for us if we have 3
Yeah.
council members that work day jobs. Well, we do that, so
Yeah.
anyway. That's
And I know, I will say, initially we had our financial reports were clean. We knew that going into the entrance, so we were happy about that. Of course, we work really hard to try to maintain that every year in our reporting as much as we possibly can. There's, of course, errors and adjustments. And there are things I'll have a resolution to. So within our bank recs, we have adjustments that are pre-2017 before me, that they had adjustments to things where a NIPSCO bill was put in, it was off by a penny. I think one of the adjustments I had was off by 1 cent, or it's off by, $10, $1, whatever. So those adjustments, getting those corrected in the system is one of the things they'll bring up, but it's via resolution where the council just approve. I could go in and add if it's a total net negative $1,600, then it would be an APV for $1,600, where I would cancel out all the adjustments and our expired checks that are over 2 years old, receiving those back into our funds as well. So those are some resolutions we'll see coming down the pike here towards before year end. I told them I'd get all that handled within the next couple of meetings. So no comments in it, which is what we always shoot for. So we're happy about that. But there are a couple housekeeping things like that we'll discuss tomorrow. So happy it's over. I didn't have a really negative experience this time as I have in previous years during COVID, things like that. There was pretty trying times in here when it was COVID and trying to make work standing at that copier for 5 or 6 hours a day. So we're really happy about it.
Very good. We're moving on, then, right?
Yep.
School board, nobody here from the school board. Building inspector, I haven't heard from him.
Nope,
Is he okay?
yeah, he's taking care of everything.
He was on vacation one.
Yeah, he was.
Last week he was on vacation.
Yeah, I believe he's planning to come to the next meeting, but yeah. As we get calls in and people want permits or questions, he's been taking care of it, so.
Good, good. Code enforcement, anything with that?
No, Frank had an emergency tonight, so he's unable to be here. So as far as code enforcement, he'll give you guys an update next meeting.
Okay.
And he has just one purchase order for the police department.
Okay,
It was purchase order 2887 to Dustin Stamps. He did repair work on the 2014 police Tahoe. And that purchase order is for $754.32.
Good motion pay PO 2887.
all in favor?
They ended up having a radiator hose that connected to things break, and I guess those Chevys all have plastic at the end of the hoses. So since they were all the same age, they just went through and changed them all. So that way they're not replacing hoses at
Upper and lower.
yeah.
The clips on sometimes there.
Okay, very good. Anything with unsafe? No?
No, Justin, we need to get with you. I know it's been well over 45 days on the one down here that we did not get a response back. So I will get that advertising publication notice to you for if you need to file something with the court showing we publicized the notification that, hey, your property is unsafe and you didn't respond, all that goes with that. So I'll get that publication to you and maybe you can communicate with Joe for anything else you'd need for that. It's an awning down here and it's crumbling in. Somebody came in about putting cones out the other day and it's like,
They received the notice, you're saying,
well, they didn't receive it and then we publicized it in the
but
neupaper.
it's been 45 days.
Oh, yeah.
Well over, yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to file a complaint next.
Yeah, and I know last time you were gonna check into some of the court proceedings that we already have to see kind of where they are at.
So, yes, on that one, their attorney answered, he asked for a motion for an extension of time. They responded, I believe, on the second to last day or the last day. So since we haven't, it was just a general denial.
Yeah.
So basically just saying so that we answered. So the next step is the court, since we've got a complaint, the answer is gonna have to set it for a court date. And we're very much at their discretion on when the court sets it. That we talked about last time, setting it for a status. Because in contemplation of them not answering, but since they asked for an extension or a continuance and then responded, now it's in the court's hands to set it.
What location is that?
Hyde Street. That would be Mr. Witt, right?
Got it. I thought, I was gonna make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one down here could, what if it was turned into the same as the
Hope not.
pageant horse?
Yeah.
But
We host a big
I
building
just
behind
told
it.
somebody yesterday, it'd be nice to have that whole block to market for something to come in there and build and then have apartments. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be.
It's a nice area.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing to have all new buildings there with,
And hate to lose that brick.
And I know, Justin giving us the updates and stuff. We do have a lot of people that come in and, they'll voice their displeasure with something and we explain to them and we're educating them at the time of, hey, this is what we're doing. We understand it, but it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Here's where we're at in the process. And then usually, the majority of folks that come in have questions, complaints. And as soon as we let them know, yes, we're already attacking this. This is where we're at in it. Unfortunately, we're at the mercy of the court sometimes, and then they understand and I think feel better about the process. Like, yes, we're aware, we've seen it, we're doing something about it. It's not as happening as fast as any of us would like, but that's unfortunately the game we have to play.
6 months to a year to force compliance. They fight us every step of the way, which is what Mr. Witt has done. He wouldn't allow us entry. We had to petition the court to allow us entry. He still didn't comply. So we had to file a complaint. Then he answered it, and he's fighting us the whole way. So like I said, it's 6 months to
Yeah.
6 months. If it's quick, a year, if they drag it out and fight us. So
Better than not doing anything at all.
Exactly.
yes.
So we gotta do, so we gotta do.
Okay, nothing else with that, unsafe? BZA Planning Commission, anything with that, Andrew? Anybody? Josh, aren't you guys together?
Yes, so we've got potential zoning variance request from development standards setbacks coming down the pike. I just sent that to Joe today to transmit to somebody. And then there are some questions about the annexed property and some zoning as they're working to try to bring in some commercial interests, grocery, whatever they're trying to bring there on the edge of town. But we've got sort of a situation where we've got multifamily next to it and a sliver of single family. And then, of course, along the highways, usually commercial. It's the orange there, general business, I think it is. So what we're going to do is get Justin a call to ensure the zoning on that. And then I already talked to the county, and it goes on 26 as tax rolls, given the timeline of it all. So at least we're set there on the county side, but it'll just be the zoning on that for potential developments there, which we may want to get the planning commission together for that if necessary. So in progress.
Yeah, I know the BZA, we're trying to get the meeting scheduled for the potential variance. So sent out some potential dates today. I know Josh got it. Just waiting to hear back from a couple of the members to set a date so they can convene.
And then it'll be a public hearing after that. So what we do is convene and then educate that property owner to the necessary publications that they'll have to file out there, which we're happy to help with that. But the way it is.
Okay, thank you. Redevelopment Commission, we have anything back?
I would say we could schedule, let's do 6 p.m. next meeting, and we'll get the spending plan updated. And if there's anything to discuss, we'll have time there as well. So 6 p.m. 11/17.
All right, anything else with redevelopment? Is that good?
That's it.
Thank you. Park?
We covered everything in the RDC. So yeah,
We got everything, as far as the funding goes for that, so that's basically.
Yeah.
Okay. We had nothing with police tonight, we're skipping that, we're moving on to fire with Mr. Kevin.
Only thing we really got was Ghost Patrol was a success.
That was cool.
We got elections coming up this month, so it'll be Thursday. We have one new application that's going through the steps currently right now, and then Thursday we're going to start weighing our options with the Valpo truck to find out what we want to do with that and if it's worth proceeding.
Yeah. Okay, anybody have any questions for Kevin regarding the fire department? Thank you for coming tonight. Utilities, we have anything with that, Joe?
Yeah, Kim's still out on medical leave. Next meeting she'll be back. She'll have a full report. The list of things that she's given to the utility staff that I've been working with Jason through. They've just been knocking off all the items on the list. Everything's been going smooth. Kim's about to feel a little bit better. She was in today to do some of her water and wastewater paperwork that she has to turn at the end of the month. And the only thing that she had was 2 purchase orders. Purchase order 2888 to Utility Supply for 1 Mueller hydrant, 6 curb boxes and 6 curb box rods for $4,135.31. And then purchase order 2889 to Alexander Chemical for 150-pound cylinders of chlorine and 550-pound cylinders of sulfur for $3,515.93.
Make a motion to appeal 2888 and 2889.
Second it.
All in favor?
3515 or 3515.
That's 3515.
That was a 7 for
Okay, moving on. Joe, town manager.
Yeah, we covered a lot of it. Just wanted to give you an update. The Lilly Scholarship Committee, they have chosen a Lilly Scholar. They're going to be announcing that in beginning December. So that's exciting. Had 6 really great candidates. It was a really tough choice, but yeah, it was exciting, and it's a great thing to be part of. I reached out to the Vandeco Signs about getting an updated quote for the LED sign that we talked about potentially putting in Norway. Talking with Andrew, we're gonna have that budget available. So just kind of waiting on them to get us an updated quote to make sure it's still within our price range that we can do it. And
What was that again?
the LED sign that we were thinking about putting towards Norway right there at the corner.
Just gotta bring that up.
It was in our
Yeah.
seated budget
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah,
And we still have that fund, so,
yeah, we definitely need to,
so
I
as.
don't know if the exact place for that is, where the bike rack is, I think.
Right next to it.
No, I think you're right. I think that's the best thing, they come there at that four corners, everybody can see it. It'll be a nice
Yeah.
information sign. Very similar to what the library, the school, the Lutheran
Yeah.
church are doing to,
Kind of facing the four-way.
Yeah,
stop, you know.
yes, so you can see it. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get an updated quote here shortly, but last time we got a quote, it was around a little over 20,000.
Can we run it from, where do we have to have like, can you run remotely? That's what I'm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So we don't have to,
yeah, no, we,
run it from here.
We
yeah,
don't have to go out like we do now.
Yeah, no. yeah, they can.
No, but we had lines ran, where we had to do
Yeah,
all the way in to the back.
yeah, no, you
That's
can run,
recent,
they
so.
can run it remotely, they
So
can
that's
change,
something newer technology.
yeah, they can
there.
change things from here, so yeah, it should be. It'll be good,
Helpful,
yes,
especially when we put stuff out there,
Yeah.
that people aren't aware of for.
yeah, and it's not, like you said, it's not something we have to physically go out there and take the time, I mean, we can make a change in here, and it could be, hey, if there was an emergency or anything out, we can have that out there flashing within minutes, sort of like our,
Text.
yeah, text my gov.
Text my gov.
So yeah, we're working on that. And then, the Prairie Trails Club, I know last time, they reached back out. They didn't know if the council got any time to think about maybe, making a donation to help with their, timer funding for the 5K run they're looking to do.
I'd go represent the town.
They thought it was gonna be about $800.
Yeah.
ETC. Alex, what do you think?
Donate, help the.
Josh?
And they weren't asking for all of it. They were just,
Give your 2 cents.
yeah, reaching out to see if the council was interested in the town helping with any portion.
We do have cumulative railroad funds that there's 6,000-7,000 in right now still. 500 out of that wouldn't kill anything, wouldn't hurt. Just as a suggestion, and so you don't have to use RDC and you don't have to use budgeted redevelop or any of our budgeted funds.
It does bring people into the town. You do have to have the timing stuff otherwise people don't show up. They literally don't. What do you?
I think we do a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these guys, I want, that's why I want
I'm
these
not-
guys to make the decision, because it's not that I don't want.
I'm not against
I just,
I'm not against them.
we
We
do
do
a
a
lot.
lot.
long time I've been here, we've really helped them with anything they've asked for. And I'm not saying we're gonna stop, but I'd rather you guys' purview is different than Josh and I's, because we've sat up here and said yes to a lot of things. So, I don't wanna say at some point we kind of, pull back a little bit, but if you guys think it's important, then I would, guys' opinion, if, and you got a good point, Eric, you brought that up when she was here about it being official.
Yeah.
So I understand. Again, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I don't want to be the guy that's the main speaker. on this.
What's the date of the
Another
event?
opinion.
You
You guys feel like it's important to help them out, then we'll back it. I will.
I know we say.
Work's been done behind the scenes to make sure that they got that right of way and all that stuff, like railroad, and all that. Yeah, so. What do you guys think?
I think we should. Especially since
How much?
what was it, $800 or something? Is that what they said it was gonna cost?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like we have that, we can take that out of the railroad fund.
If somebody wants to make a motion, make a motion. That's fine.
I'll make a motion. We donate to them for their timing thing in the amount of $800 out of the railroad fund.
A second.
All in favor?
I
Very good.
Kathy and Steve know.
Very good. Moving on.
Greatly, thank you. And then the only thing I have is I have one purchase order, PO 2890 to USI Consulting for 88 Title VI plan and for community sidewalk work. So the amount of $8,710.
Make a motion to pay PO 2890.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anything else, Joe?
Yeah, one other thing. We got a very generous donation from Dave and Kathy Whiteneck today to the town for park for $2,000. They requested they would like a tree planted, which we've got that ordered already, and a plaque in memory of their daughter. And they wanted some of that funds to go towards the fireplace at Norway to redo the soffit.
Okay.
So with their gracious donation of $2,000, we will be able to accomplish all those tasks and have money to spare. So I think that's great. We wanted to thank them for that.
Tree's gonna be at Norway or it's gonna be
Yeah.
at, okay.
It's gonna be
Very good.
We gonna put it in the middle or you think
No,
maybe one of the big one?
they had one, a regular for their daughter that got damaged and we had to remove it. We're gonna put it in that same spot. They really gave us a lot of leeway of what kind of tree we wanted to plant.
Okay.
We wanted to get some feedback on them and, Kathy did mention about, or excuse me, Sandy, did mention about potentially like a weeping,
Weeping Willow.
yeah, well, weeping red bud tree. So we did find a nursery that had one of those and it's gonna be blooming in pink and they call it a heartbreaker tree.
Okay.
So they were tickled about it and when I let Dave and Sandy know, so.
John,
Yes, ma'am.
just, we could maybe coordinate, Keith and I could still, or our kids, and, had given that certificate or whatever to get a tree planted at Norway.
Okay.
So we could maybe even coordinate that, maybe to have similar or whatever, work, so.
Absolutely. But with that tree, Four Seasons Nursery has the tree. They're gonna be delivering the tree and actually installing it for us.
That's nice.
I would
Okay.
love that. Yeah.
They can get up there with their apparatus or whatever.
Yeah, well, it should be between kind of the roundhouse, so they don't have to go up
Down
top of
that
it.
area.
So they get down,
Okay.
but
And Barco, we've got Barco who did all the plaques for our benches and all that, that they'll put one together with
Yeah.
it, put it in a little piece of concrete under it, and
we'll
it'll
put, yeah,
look good.
yeah. So Donna, let us know if you've got
Okay.
some other and we can get that taken
Okay.
care of also.
And we're gonna receive that into our recreation equipment fund, which is pretty wide open when it comes to parks, facilities and this kind of thing. So that's where, that's where our donations went for the tables and benches and the plaques. That's where all those dollars went into there. So it works precisely for the fund created and works for precisely this kind of thing.
Very good.
And that's
I
all
also have an update on that class of 69. Larry Nielsen finally got back to me. I've been on him. But we are going to have a sugar maple put in there. It's a 10-foot tree.
Awesome.
On top or down below or where?
Wherever you want to put
Oh,
it.
let's put it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
I think we need
yeah,
some
Shade trees.
couple
Some
of
shade
top
up there.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. That's great.
that'll be
Need to be
awesome.
maintained. They can't,
Can't go there. And if, you know what, we may want to think about if they want to do one, if we did a second one on either side of the fireplace up there, that'd be a good start to bring in some shade back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need something up there because it's this blistering sun
Yeah.
in the middle of summer there.
Yep. I know when I talked to the Purdue people about that area, I think they mentioned Kentucky coffee tree and a white oak, that kind of thing. So, whatever one, if we want to put one next to it. Maybe it's worth having two that aren't exactly the same.
Andrew loves trees.
Exactly.
Josh is anti-tree, so every time we start talking about trees.
I saved 3, only because the excavator wasn't big.
So it's just funny, like it's always, you talk about it, it's important and we know it's important.
It's important,
It's stuff we need. But I always thought he wipes out all the trees he can wipe out. For skills.
Leaves.
It just gets funny every time. Okay, is there anything else with that, Joe? Anything else?
No.
We're gonna move on to Mr. Schramm's here with us tonight. Justin, is there anything you got for us?
No, Andrew, you said you guys didn't have a single comment on your audit.
We did.
That's great. I don't ever hear that happen. I represent like 12 units of government and there's always a comment or something. So that's,
Yeah, we didn't have a comment last time either, which when you get 2 back to back is when you have to do a corrective action plan. And I think our one in 2020 or 20, right when I got here in 2017, and then the one we had in 2020 and 2021, there was a comment on the first one and then a second one. course, we were a lot less staffed then too, which is what they hit you with because you don't have dual controls over
Yes,
this thing,
that's
you
a
know?
big thing.
You don't have two signatures on
Yep.
everything. Now we've got on any bill in there, there's potentially 3 signatures on that bill. Aaron putting it in as a signature, Joe's name on it, and then mine as well. So, and you guys sign them as well. So it's literally, it goes through like 4 or 5 hands. So, yeah, we've worked hard to make sure those are fixed.
Yeah, no, that's great. So I don't hear that very often when you go through an audit. They always find something. So just wanted to commend you on that because I don't,
Very good.
Appreciate it.
Anything else tonight, Mr.
I
Johnson?
don't think I have anything.
Very good. Additional business team necessary by the council, tonight. Josh, got anything for us? Linda Bennett. Eric Lewandowski.
do not.
Alex Swinbickler.
No.
One thing I got is we all got here, your little invitations, make sure we mark our calendar. Kara and Aaron, I think, have spent some time on this, doing some, investigative work to find us somewhere we can go, so.
RSVP is important.
Yeah,
RSVP.
There you go, thank you, Eric.
13th or the 18th?
13th of December. I'm gonna send mine as soon as we get through this meeting, so they know.
Yep, Karen, like John said, Karen and Aaron really worked hard on this and, it should be a great. Yep.
Joe said that he will purchase an open tab. He wants to have a-
Thanks, Joe.
Will be on file.
I'll help you out.
Personal card. All right, payment of claims, Joe, you got one too, an invite, right? Yeah, you did.
I did, yeah.
Payment of claims, the dates are October 21st through November 3rd in the amount of $241,166.83.
Make a motion, pay those APBs.
Second.
All in favor?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Try.
I'll just forget this one.
Ready to go.